Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do a quick video specifically for one of my viewers who saw my review on the Shield 9 EZ. Okay, and in that video I made note of one of the potential problems. The Shield 9 EZ has this back strap safety on it, right? And the problem with the back strap safety is if you don't have a firm grip on it, it's not going to deactivate the safety in order for you to fire the gun. Now, on the 1911, I'm using a 1911 because I don't have a Shield EZ, and I wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't recommend one, primarily because of that back strap safety. Because unlike the 1911, the Shield EZ, you really gotta press it down in order for it to work. I realized that would be a problem with that gun. The very first time I was training somebody on it. Basically, I've had a couple of people who have bought that gun, usually women, because usually when women go to a gun store, you know, Shield EZ, it's an easy sell. The guy behind the counter usually doesn't shoot guns that much. Okay, so if the company told them that it's a good gun for women, that's what they're going to push. So here's the deal with the 1911, right? Okay, even if I apply just a little bit of pressure on this back strap here, right, you're gonna see the hammer fall. So even with just a tiny little pressure, okay, the hammer will fall. Okay, so with the Shield EZ, it's not gonna fire. You gotta have a really firm grip on it. Okay, which is a problem. You know, especially if you're in a grappling type of situation where you're grabbing the gun out of the holster, you know, and you don't get a firm grip on it. That can be an issue, because although when we're training, yeah, we're always supposed to have a firm grip, right? You know, in reality, in a self-defense type of situation, you know, things don't always go according to plan. So what I want to talk about in this video is how to grip the gun to make sure that you deactivate that safety. Okay, so first of all, like whether you're grabbing it out of the holster, right, basically you gotta, you know, when you grab the gun, basically you gotta get your hand in that final position. Or if you're practicing and you pick up the gun, okay, you gotta get your hand in that perfect position, basically all the way to the top over here. You want to get as high in the gun as you possibly can. All right, you know, ideally you'd want to be back here if you could, but you can't, because that's going back and forth. So you're gonna get as high as you can possibly get, because if you hold the gun low, it's gonna want to do this, and as you can see, as I'm doing this, that's moving all over the place. So get as high in the gun as you can, right? And then with this hand over here, you know, this is the weakest point of my grip right here, right? The gun is trying to come out of my grip over here. All right, so what I want to do is I want to get as much of my other hand on this, in this hole here, as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my thumb forward, right? So it's almost kind of like you're pouring water, all right? Or if you're pointing forward with your thumb, and basically just match them up, right? All right, you see how my hands fit together? Now, usually when I shoot, you know, I put my thumb over here on the frame, right? You don't want to put it on the slide, because obviously as that's going back and forth, that you're going to interfere with the slide, and if you got long fingernails and it gets caught up on the slide, you'll rip it off. So usually when I'm shooting a Glock, I'll have my I'll brace my thumb on the frame over here. Usually with the 1911, there's really not that much space over here, so I just hold my thumbs further out like that, right? So you can see how, so instead of having it here the way I have it on the Glock, with the 1911, I usually have it here. Now, on guns that have the thumb safety, right, what you want to do is you want to ride your thumb on top of that safety, right? So with the 1911 or with the Shield 9, which I also believe, in addition to having the backstrap safety, also has the thumb safety. I'm going on memory here because it's been several months since I've trained somebody on that gun, but I'm pretty sure it's got the thumb safety. This thumb rides on top of that thumb safety, right? The reason is because that's the only way you're going to be sure that thumb safety is off, okay? Because if you're underneath it here and the gun goes bang on the recoil, you know, your thumb can go up and basically push that safety off on the recoil. So it can be bang, and all of a sudden, you know. So again, do I do this? No. Do most guys do this? No. But I've seen women do this, okay? Because the gun tends to recoil a lot. So you want to ride your thumbs on top of the safety. Have your thumb out in the way, because you know, unless you got a spot where you can put the thumb over here. Now, a lot of times with women, their hands aren't big enough. So what they do is I'll just have them tuck their thumb underneath over here, right? see how I'll have them tuck their thumbs underneath here. You know, that's not a very comfortable place for me to be. My hands are too big, but what I find is with women, that works. Okay, for me, I'll just, with the 1911, I'll just keep both thumbs pointed forward like this. Now, the important thing here is your offhand, right? All right, you know, if I'm right-handed, this is my offhand. The offhand is doing about 70% of your squeezing, okay? The right hand is firm, but its main job, you know, is to squeeze the trigger. And here's the thing, if you hold this gun as tight as you can in your right hand, and it's gonna start shaking, okay? So that's why you gotta relax your grip a little bit, okay? So that's why the left hand is gonna be doing 70% of your squeezing. You wanna get this index finger here right underneath that guard, right? Right underneath that guard, not down here, underneath the guard, like that. Get as much of your hands on the gun, as much of your hands wrapped around the gun as possible, right? Thumb on top of your safety and push forward. Don't use the cup and saucer technique. This is a technique that will almost always make you, deactivate or fail to deactivate the safety. If you're using cup and saucer technique, right? There's the cup, there's the saucer, and you're just resting it like this. When the gun goes bang, your hands are going to separate. You're going bang, 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 okay? So you need to wrap your hands around the gun. Nice tight seal here, right? You see how my hands fit together like a puzzle piece? Nice tight seal there. Push your shoulders all the way forward, all right? Offhand doing about 70% of your squeezing, all right? Right hand firm, but not too tight, all right? And then what you're going to do, put the soft part of your finger on the trigger, all right? Concentrate on your front sight. Get that line inside your rear sight. Press the trigger. Boom, okay? Gently squeeze the trigger. If you're left-handed, then you just do it on your left side, right? So if you're left-handed, okay? Now my right hand is my offhand. That thumb's going to ride on top of your safety, all right? So your hands are going to be like this, okay? All right, like that. All right, so that's how you're going to grip the gun to make sure that you have a nice firm grip back here. Thumb on top of the safety. You got to deactivate those two safeties. Part of the reason why I prefer Glocks or Glock-like guns, right? Because they don't have safeties on them. The holster is the safety mechanism of the gun. Now, even with 1911s, I still advise a hard Kydex holster, right? That's going to protect the trigger guard. That's what I have, type of holsters that I use for my 1911. Because here's the thing, with the 1911 or even with the Shield EZ that we're talking about, it has this thumb safety over here, right? Thumb safety, right, where you gotta have in that position. Well, if you carry the gun around, you're gonna notice that this thing is occasionally gonna get hit, right, and it's gonna get knocked off. Which again, you got this other backup safety here, and you got the another safety internally to stop the firing pin block inside. But if it's in a hard plastic holster, a hard Kydex holster that's form-fitted to the gun, it doesn't matter if your safety gets knocked off because the holster protects the trigger guard so that the gun cannot be activated. Okay, so the gun and the holster are a single unit. They go together. Okay. So yeah, that's what I want to say. Again, I'm doing this video for one of my viewers that saw my review on the Shield EZ, and in that video, I said that this backstrap safety is going to be problematic for a lot of people because you got to have really. It's not like a 1911 where you could just have, you could just touch it and it'll still fall. With the Shield EZ, you got to have a really firm grip in there. All right, and like I said, even if you're using the Kydex holster, and let's say let's say your thumb safety is off. Again, the holster is the safety mechanism, but you still want to come out of your holster and basically run your thumb, ride your thumb on top of that thumb safety switch over there, because that's the only way you're going to be absolutely sure that it's off. If your thumb is riding on top of it, if your thumb's not riding on top of it, hey, I mean, it's always possible that something can happen to put it up. The problem with safeties is a lot of times they're on when you want them off, and they're off when you want them on. So I hope this video was useful. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe, throw some comments in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys soon.